Good morning, students. Welcome to my channel, the Rich Sir. Dear students, in part 1 we understand about the physical changes and chemical changes. We understand that what is the physical changes, that the size and shape of any kind of the item, any material or living organism, change in that size and shape is known as the physical changes, which we understand. Now, yesterday also we understood that what is chemical changes, what kind of chemical changes happens. The substance after mixing two substance, new substance when it happens or it becomes, that is called the chemical changes. It's also known as the chemical reaction. It's a change of the chemical reaction. Now, see, here today we understand about the chemical changes. There are some changes. You can see these chemical reactions are there. You can also see here there are some points. It is written on the text board. Let me explain what is the chemical changes. There are two substances when mixed together, it becomes the reactions, chemical reactions, change of the chemical. Is it? So when two substances mix with each other, suppose here these are two substances. This mix together and gives a new substance. That is called the chemical change. That is called the reaction. That is called the chemical reaction. Is it? Now, in your textbook, there is a activities given. You can see over here, this is a copper sulfate. Is it? With the iron. The combination of the copper sulfate solution with the iron. In this, just take some in the beaker. You take copper sulfate and add some few drops of dilute sulfuric acid. After that, the material or this solution will become green color. Sorry, it will become blue color. The blue color copper sulfate solution with the dilute sulfuric acid will become blue color. Then takes this blue color in one beaker, add any used blade, the shaving blade you can use, a nail you can use, add that solution and keep aside for a half hour or 1 hour. After observing half hour or 1 hour, what you will observe that? You will see that iron sulfate solution and copper, that the solution will turns to the green color. It turns to the green color. That means it has the reaction. Two substances reacted and two substances we got. That means it's a reaction of these two substances. Is it? So iron sulfate solution plus it gives a copper. If you observe the solution, that color is green, but also on the nail or on the blade, you will observe small copper on that. That is it? So that copper sulfate and iron sulfate solution both are, you will get after the reaction. Is it? Now, you also have vinegar. Just we understand in the previous class that what is vinegar, an acid base solution. We know that. So what is vinegar? That is the acetic acid. The combination of the acetic acid with the sodium bicarbonate. It's a combination? Yes. What is sodium bicarbonate? We understand in the acid base salt, that is the baking soda. The combination acetic acid and baking soda. Here what is the acid? The acetic acid is the acid and baking soda is the base. The combination of the both the things, what we get the neutralized substance. That we also understood in the acid, base and salt, isn't it? So combination of this both the substances, that is acetic acid and sodium bicarbonate, is both the combination, this acid and base combination, that is will get neutralization. Then sodium acetate we will get, plus carbon dioxide will get, plus we get water. Is it? This is the combination of acid and base. Here also we see what it is. That is the carbon dioxide and this is the CaOH2, which is called the lime water. The combination of the carbon dioxide plus lime water will give is a CaCO3 plus water. That's carbon dioxide plus lime water will give you a CaCO3 plus water. This reaction also combine together and give a new substance. There is a new substance. There is one is the water and one this is a milky substance which we get after this both combination. Is it? Here see CaO, that is Ca, this is Ca, and CO2. The CO2, one extra oxygen, it comes from here. That here it is added. So CaCO3, is it? And the reaction is OH2 in the bracket. That means that 2 mole of the H and 2 mole of the O. These both are combined. From that, 1 H2O is released here. So this see how you will equalize this one. This CO2 plus CaOH2. Here OH2. Here what you got? CaCO3. You got CaCO3. That is calcium carbonate. Is it? This is a calcium carbonate plus. How you got it? This is a calcium Ca from the lime water. Here the CaCO plus 1 oxygen. Here 2 oxygens and 2 hydrogens. You can write here also H2O2. But as per the rules of the chemical components name rules, which is we call it's a rule how to write the chemical name. So we cannot write this way. So we have to write this way to equalize the two molecules, two molar, which we have the hydrogen and oxygen. Is it? So here hydrogen is 2, oxygen is also 2. So here the calcium carbonate and carbon dioxide plus 1 more oxygen comes from here. And what will if 1 oxygen goes here, then what will be the remaining part? That will be the H2 and O, and O, H2O and O is here. So it is H2O. Is it? See, 3O, but 3 oxygens and 1 O. 3 plus 1 is 4 oxygens. Got it? Here 2 oxygens and 2 oxygens, 4 oxygens. Equalize. Here we have calcium. Here the calcium also one part. It's a 1 mole. And we have carbon dioxide 2. 2 carbon dioxide is added plus 1 oxygen added. So it comes to the calcium carbonate. Is it? 1 or more oxygen is added, so it becomes the carbonate. So this is calcium carbonate plus H2O. Understood? It's very easy. In the higher class also the same things will come to balance the how to balance or neutralize the all these combinations or chemical reactions, how to balance the chemical components, that we have to understand. So I hope you understood about this. The combination of the carbon dioxide plus lime water is known as, but we can call it CaOH2. That it comes calcium carbonate plus water. So that we understand these 3 equations. This chemical changes, whenever chemical changes happens, dear students, whenever the chemical changes happens, always heat evolves. That means once you are adding 2 substances, 2 material in a one beaker, and or material joined together in chemical reaction, then what happens, that beaker or a test tube will give heat. If you touch lower part of that beaker or lower part of test tube will give you heat. That means any turn, any reactions between 2 solutions or 2 substances in a chemical reactions, it gives the heat. It evolves the heat. That means always it is involved in that. So here I hope you understand these 3 equations. Is it? The combination acetic acid, that is a vinegar, sodium bicarbonate. What is the sodium acetate, carbon dioxide plus water? Is it? So these are the chemical reactions which gives you the change. These are chemical changes. These are changes Sometimes this chemical change gives the one substance also. Sometimes it gives the two substances also. Okay. Here we have hydrochloric acid also. What we understood about that? The hydrochloric acid also we have 2% pH also, but it is very concentrated. So to dilute, we have to add some water. So it will dilute it, and what we add is a distilled water to dilute that hydrochloric acid. So these are the substances which are the chemical reaction. This is not the only the changes of the chemical changes. There are lots of changes in the environment that are also the chemical changes. That I already talked about the acid rain. That is also a chemical changes, because the gases which is go over dioxide, the atmosphere, when rain falls, it present in the atmosphere, combine together and give the sulfuric acid and acid. So this is also a chemical reaction, is it? So this kind of changes is the chemical changes. We understand all the chemical changes. Now there are lots of changes in the surroundings to you. Maybe the changes of the sound, say changes of the noise, or this kind of changes. The change will always give you something new, is it? The change always. If you have a theater, if you change the sound, the television, there are more changes comes. You will have you listen the sounds with good music also. There is also changes. So this kind of the changes it happens. See, in all these chemical changes which we learned till time, all the chemical changes have the combination of two substances and gives the newer substance. We can call these chemical changes also the chemical reaction. We can call these chemical changes also as a chemical reaction. So I hope you understand this of chemical changes with the activities. We also have last part. We also understand on magnesium, the strip which we just burned, and we got the ash, and we add the water. Then we check that what is the material of that. It is the magnesium hydroxide, because it becomes the base. Magnesium hydroxide is a base. That means from the one material we got the two other different material, is it? So that is also chemical changes. Some part of this chemical changes also have the physical changes which is involved in that, is it? Now we understand now rusting of iron. Dear students, we understood what is exactly the rusting. Yesterday just I talk about that, what is exactly rusting. In the atmosphere, lots of moisture is present, is it? Moisture, once here this is a monsoon season, or suppose in the winter season, you feel lots of moisture. So that moisture sometimes will stick to the iron, and iron is the chemical. Iron is also a natural material, but once it mixed with this natural atmosphere, will give you what it gives you new substance. Why? Because of the presence of the oxygen, because of the presence of the water, iron gives you new substance. Here you can see this is the Fe. Fe is the chemical name of the iron. So iron plus oxygen will give you plus oxygen plus water. Water, when air comes with water, water means that is the atmosphere which contain the moisture. And moisture means what? It contains H2. The droplets of the this moisture also you feel the water. So this is the H2. Now in the monsoon also you will have the rainfall. So that is also water. So in the atmosphere oxygen is present, and from the atmosphere water it will get, and with the iron it will give ferrous oxide. This is oxidation. Oxidation is a reaction. There are oxidation is the one kind of reaction that we understand in the higher classes. Just you have to remember this one. The iron plus oxygen plus water will give a ferrous oxide. This is called the rusting of iron. That is called the rusting of iron. Now, this is very difficult. How we have to prevent this rusting of iron. Otherwise, what will happen? Because of this rusting, it will day by day destroy the iron equipments. Any kind of equipments, any kind of material, if it is there at your home, if you have a grill at your house, okay, layers of the iron, then it will rust continuously. Maybe you have observed that when iron benches or iron kind of grills are there at your house, you might have observed that it is colored, it is painted on that, because to avoid, to prevent the rusting. Also, there are some materials which is added. Zinc oxide is added in the steel material. With the combination of both this zinc oxide and steel will give you what? It is a combination. It will prevent the rusting. Zinc oxide will, nickel also will prevent. Zinc oxide and nickel will prevent the rusting of iron. Is it? So when you might have also observed that the big bridges are made. Okay, big bridges are made. In that bridge, the iron is used. Without iron, that is not possible to make the bridge. Okay, so this iron which is used, it is galvanized. What is galvanization? Galvanization is the coating of iron by adding a zinc oxide or the nickel or the any substance which prevent the rusting of iron. What is galvanization? The galvanization means the coating of iron with the material like a zinc oxide or the nickel to prevent the rusting of iron. That is called the galvanization. So this galvanization always prevent the rusting of iron. Now you also might have observed in this kind of the boats and the big ships, you might have observed that the base of that kind of the ship is made of the iron, is it? And some of the upper part of the ship also made of the iron. Most of the part of the ship is made of the iron. But from the lower part to some of the upper part, it is galvanized. It is galvanized. That means it is iron plus the combination of some more material which prevents the rusting. Which prevents the rusting. See, in the sea water, salt water is very dangerous for iron. It increases the rusting, continuously it increases the rusting. So preventing this rusting of iron, this kind of the rusting of iron, that is zinc oxide is added, and that is called the galvanization. There are some materials also to galvanize this kind of ship, so it prevents the longer term in the seawater and it also protects the, is it? So I hope you understand rusting of iron and the galvanization. The last one we have the crystallization. Dear students, in standard 6, you might have observed that the salt which is available in the sea water, that means the sea water, if you take a sea water in one bowl and if you heat it or you keep it in sunlight, after some time you can observe some crystals, white crystals, that is called the salt crystals. That is sodium. What it is? Sodium chloride, but it is salt. NaCl crystals are there. You can observe them. So here also one activity is given to identify the crystals. When you want to crystal some material, you have to do the chemical changes. So you can use the chemical reactions or chemical changes while you want to crystallize something, is it? So when it is given that in your textbook that dilute sulfuric acid and plus copper sulfate powder. What is this? When you add a dilute sulfuric acid in a beaker and heat it, when you get the heat, start boiling, add some copper sulfate powder. In this dilute sulfuric acid, when you add the copper sulfate powder, you will see after some time at the base, you will see the crystals, big crystals. So the combination of two material also you will get the crystallization. This is might be called the physical changes. Is it? Why it is physical changes? Powder comes the crystals. That means why it is called the physical changes. So there are lots of activities we have understand. Any kind of 6.5, 6.6, 6.7, 6.8, all these activities, 6.9 also, all these activities have given the idea of the changes. What kind of changes? What is the physical change? What is the chemical change? But the changes, whatever we observe, that may be a reversible or some of the changes irreversible, is it? So here some of the chemical changes which are there, it is irreversible sometimes because we cannot get the same material after changing the same one, or some of the material we will get. So you can prevent the changes from the atmosphere. Dear students, might have you observed about that, you have heard about in the atmosphere that ozone is present. Maybe you have heard about that. It's a very little child of the fifth standard also know that what is the ozone layer. In the atmosphere, ozone layer is present. What exactly it does? It prevents the ultraviolet rays which comes from the sunlight. When sun rays comes directly to the earth, these ultraviolet rays will harm, will burn your skin. Maybe you have heard about that my skin is burning, my skin has the red rashes, my skin is torn because of the sunlight, sunburn, which is called that. It's called the sunburn. So because it is very difficult to human being to prevent themselves from the sunlight if it is contain the more ultraviolet. Okay. So once the ultraviolet comes in the atmosphere with the sunlight or sun rays, the ozone layer convert this and gives the oxygen to the atmosphere. Okay, oxygen, ozone both are different, but with the help of the sunlight or the sun rays which contains ultraviolet rays, it converts these ultraviolet rays in the oxygen and it sends to the atmosphere and it also gives in the earth. So we can say that this all the atmosphere, all the environment, all the earth, everything which is the change is a physical or chemical change. Some of this is reversible or some of this reversible changes. You also have to do, there are some more changes happening at your home. There are some more changes that happen here surrounding to you. You can observe this kind of changes and you can note down. So I hope you understand with this point of chemical changes, casting of iron, galvanization and crystallization. So hope you understand. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.